Good morning, class 8. Myself, Ranjit Kumar. I welcome you all in the e-learning program of Modern English School, Kunti Nagar, Nevada. This is the sixth video lecture of the chapter Combustion and Flame. In last video, we have discussed about the candle flame, and in that we have discussed about the different reasons of the candle flame. So hope you understand. If still anyone have any problem, you can ask from me. No problem. Okay. In today's video, we are going to see about fuels. So you must be having a vague idea of fuel. What is fuel? Fuel means indhan. Means why do we burn fuels? For example, petrol, diesel, kerosene, coal, and LPG, CNG. Why do we burn? Means mainly our life depends upon the energy. We need energy to do different kind of work, and we get energy from the combustion of fuel or burning of fuel. So from that, the definition of fuel would be the material that is burnt to produce large amount of heat or light is called fuel. So substance that are burned to produce large amount of heat is called fuel. Sometimes along with the heat, light is also produced. One more thing, the fuels that we use can be of three type on the basis of state, means whether it is solid state, liquid state or gaseous state. So if we are talking about in solid state, then that could be the coal, charcoal, coke or wax. These are the example of solid fuel. Liquid fuel, kerosene, petrol, diesel. These are the example of the liquid fuels, means that is in liquid state. And gaseous fuel means fuel that is in gaseous state. For example, LPG, natural gas, CNG, biogas. These are the example of the gaseous fuel. Okay. So these two things we will see what is fuel. I told you, but I will write here also. One more thing, what are the characteristics that we need to discuss? That is the most important thing. What are the characteristics of good fuel? What are the characteristics of good fuel? First, this thing you have to know. It should be cheap and easily available. The fuel that we use, it should be cheap and easily available. First point. Second point, it should have high calorific value. What do you mean by high calorific value? We will see in today's video only, but in second half. So you see, just you remember this, that it should have high calorific value. What is calorific value? The amount of energy produced by complete combustion of 1 gram of fuel is called the calorific value of that fuel. 1 ग्राम किसी भी फ्यूल को जलाने में जितना एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस होगा उसको कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू कहते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर फ्यूल का. थर्ड पॉइंट, the ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? Minimum temperature to which it must be heated before it catch fire. So the ignition temperature of the fuel should be not too low. बहुत कम नहीं होना चाहिए, इतना कम भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि रूम टेम्परेचर से वो नीचे हो, ताकि वो उसको हम घर में ही रखें तो वो आग लग जाए बिना माचिस दिखाए ही. सो द इग्निशन टेम्परेचर शुड नॉट बी टू लो like room temperature, and it should not be too high, means the ignition temperature should be proper, not too high, not too low. Third point. Fourth point, it should burn smoothly without leaving any residue. ये आसानी से जलना चाहिए बिना कोई रेसिड्यू प्रोड्यूस किए हुए. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज, while burning it should not produce any dangerous or irritating gases. So it should not produce pollutant that pollute the environment or irritating gas that cause irritation in our body. So these are the some important points that need to be kept in mind while discussing a good fuel. Okay, so what is fuel? Materials that are burnt to produce large amount of heat energy is known as fuel. On the basis of state, fuels are of three types. First, solid fuel. Example of solid fuel: coal, coke, charcoal, wood or wax. Second, liquid fuel. Example: kerosene, petrol, diesel, etc. And third, gaseous fuel is LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, CNG, compressed natural gas, biogas. So these are the example of the gaseous fuel. Next is characteristic of good fuel. Characteristic of an ideal fuel. First, it should be cheap and easily available. It should be cheap and easily available. Second, it should be easy to handle, means इसका यूटिलाइजेशन आसान होना चाहिए. Convenient to store and it can be easily transported. So it should be easy to handle and it should be safe to transport and convenient to store. Means it should be easy to handle, it should be safe to transport and convenient to store. Okay. Next point, it should have high calorific value. Okay. Fourth, the ignition temperature should be proper. That is, it should not be too low. Okay, as it should not be too low or too high. The ignition temperature should be proper. It should not be too low or too high. Fifth point, it should not produce harmful gases. And six, it should burn smoothly and without leaving ash or residue. So these are the characteristic of an ideal fuel. Okay. The next topic that you have to discuss is calorific value. What is calorific value? The amount of heat produced by complete combustion of 1 gram of a fuel is called calorific value of that fuel, and it is expressed in kilojoule per gram. Okay. So what is calorific value? The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 gram of a fuel is called its calorific value. It is expressed in kilojoule per gram, kJ per gram. Okay, so calorific value of some fuels. So calorific value of fuel. So some fuel are there whose calorific value is there, that you have to see. For example, wood, it has calorific value 17 to 22 kilojoule per gram. Next is coal. It burns to produce 25 to 33 kilojoule per gram. Biogas, it produces 35 to 40 kilojoule per gram. Next is diesel. It produces 45 kilojoule per gram. Kerosene, it produces 48 kilojoule per gram. Natural gas, it produces 32 to 50 kilojoule per gram. Petrol and CNG, it produces 50 kilojoule per gram. LPG, it produces 55 kilojoule per gram. And hydrogen, it produces 150 kilojoule per gram. So these are the some list of the fuel and its calorific value. So hope you understand what is fuel, what are different type of fuel, and what are the characteristic of an ideal fuel. And at the end you have also seen what is calorific value. So you have seen the calorific value of some fuel also. So Still, if anyone have any problem, you can ask in the morning. Okay, thank you.